Time is a middle class constraint. These are all symbols for immortality in many different cultures. So if I was immortal, I would have forever to polish my talents, realize my dreams on the deepest level, and pretty much figure out who I really am. And I'm pretty sure y'all would too. Unfortunately, we don't have forever to live. And this is pretty much our schedule for college. You have sleep, social life, you have bad grades. If you have sleep, good grades, you won't have a social life. And if you have a social life, good grades, you won't really get a lot of sleep. That's the schedule we all work by. And for most of us, this is the schedule we work by for the rest of our lives. When you're a teenager, you have time, you have energy, but no money. When you go to work, you have money and energy, but no time. And in old age, you have time and money, but no energy. And this is actually a vicious cycle for everybody, which kind of actually, sucks. You really can't get much out of life. However, there is a select group that don't have to deal with this. It's the upper class. See, these people have time now, they have money now, and they have energy now, all at the same time. Now, if you could imagine, having that, let's just say that you would argue that you're happier right now with what you have. There's nothing you could change about your life. So I'm going to ask you a question. If you had a choice not to be in summer school, would you? And is there anything at this exact moment you would rather be doing? Anything in the world? Most likely, yes. But the sad fact is, for the middle class, we don't really have that option. So, the point of this presentation is to inspire you, empower you, to break the mold of the 99% and join the 1% and live the life that you actually want to live. And basically to get the financial freedom you need to live the life that you want to live. And I feel like I'm qualified to talk about this because, like many of you, I'm a frustrated college student with an identity bigger than my major. I'm a nursing major, but I'm also a singer. I like to act. I'm a musician. I'm a traveler. I want to do things with my life, but how many of those things won't be realized? Because I'm a nursing major, a college student, trying to enter a middle-class workforce. Rarely do I find a chemistry major, and I get kind of taken back that they can sing, because I automatically say, well, this dude does chemistry. He's not supposed to sing. Or really, a chemistry major is not his identity. Like I told you, the people in that picture, Kim Kardashian, Diggy, Nicki Minaj, Drake, they can do whatever they want to do because they have the financial freedom to. While we're stuck here in the summer trying to basically make a life for ourselves. And this is actually, believe it or not, a ploy of society to keep the middle class where we are. So the things I'm going to talk to you about is life expectancy, the true purpose of school, the true purpose of each social class, and the solution to it all. According to the Center of Disease Control, most Americans have 78.5 years to live as of 2010. However, the rich are able to accomplish more in a lifetime. So we realize that an hour of work is an hour of pay. So if you don't go to work, you don't get paid. All right, let's say you work an 8-hour shift. That's worth 1/3 of your day. So how is 8 hours of working going to compensate for the responsibilities of 12 hours a day? Or even worse, let's just say you get 8 hours of sleep and then you work 8 hours. That means you really have only 8 hours to enjoy the actual time living per day. God forbid you have any other obligations. So to compensate for that, we actually go to school. We try to actually get more money. The primary function of school is to babysit and entertain and to create debt. The secondary function is to educate. Now, this sounds bogus, but I can prove it to you. If you go all the way back to kindergarten, why'd you go? You went because your parents can't leave you at home at that age. And while you were there, you might as well learn. Pretty much, you were there to be entertained for 180 days of the year. If you go to middle school, actually matters to you now. You learned while you were there, but how much of that did you grasp quickly and the rest of the time you were just there? Same for high school. It was entertaining. If you even go to high school now, there's some exceptions with high school because some has to do with college. But realistically, how much of it can you actually do in a very condensed fashion and then graduate? And then now we go to college. Your freshman year, how many classes did you take that had nothing to do with your major or anything that you had for the rest of your life? Right. So if you really think about it, even summer school is proving that you can condense any class, put the intensity in, and then get out very quickly. But it's there to waste your time. And for college, it's there to create debt. So that way, you have less money, you work more. The more you work, the less time you have to think about brilliant ideas to get you into the upper class. So this is the purpose of each social class. And this is by George Carlin. The upper class keeps all the money, pays none of the taxes. The middle class pays all the taxes, does all the work. And the poor are there to scare, I'm not going to say the word, to scare the middle class and keep them strong at their jobs. So imagine that the middle class is supposed to support all society, is scared so that way they don't go too low. But they're kind of, I guess, put down by the rich so that way they don't go too high. So I have a solution for it. Where's the video? Let's see this.
The funny thing is, a little raise of taxes for the rich probably wouldn't even put a dent in their income. However, more wealthy people would. So, the rich tax the middle class because the more taxes, the less money the middle class has. Less money, the more they're working. The more work, the less they have time to think about brilliant ideas. So simply put, there is no solution for everybody. I generally take the structural functionalist view where the middle class has to be pretty big and the upper class has to be small. And everybody from the lower class can migrate to the middle class. Structural functionalist views are basically saying that society is a delicate balance and it has to stay the way it is. That doesn't mean that a few can't migrate. So as a solution on a local level, if you have the drive, I think that odds don't matter at that point, and you can find a way to bridge the gap and go from the 99% to the 1%.
So how do you go from the 99 to the 1%? I was actually watching a very inspirational video. Really couldn't find it, so I didn't put it in there, but I can tell you what the guy said. The whole hour of work, hour of pay thing. He said the only way to get past that is to actually have more than one way of income. He says take a book, open on the front page, and put many different ways you can make money at the same time. And then check it off when you get a continuous check. Put 7 ways. After you accomplish a continuous check from each of those ways, flip the page and start over. He had like 30 ways of making money at the same time. And that's how you bridge the gap. We're taught to go to college to find one way for the rest of our life. So in conclusion, don't choose sleep. Get up earlier, go to bed later, network because that's how you actually get success. Sometimes partying is not a bad thing. You meet so many people that way. Maintain good grades and don't let anything stifle your talent or brilliant ideas. So that way when you're asked, who are you? What do? You can say, I'm a polished, charismatic force of power that's been blessed with financial freedom to do whatever I want.